Now y'all know I love me some trucks. There's just something about the roar of the engine, the feel of the wheel, and the open road ahead that gets my heart racing. But back in the day, things weren't as easy as jumping in your old F-150 and hauling a load of firewood. Roads were rough and vehicles were a far cry from what we have today. Nope, back then they had Big Bob. He was a legend in his own right, known far and wide for his determination and grit. Big Bob was a truck driver, but not the kind we're used to. He drove wagons, big heavy wagons that required skill and patience to maneuver. Big old wagons pulled by even bigger horses. These weren't just any horses, they were massive draft horses, strong and sturdy. Big Bob loved his horses, but let me tell you, they were slow. They'd get tired, and sometimes they'd just stop in the middle of the road. And I mean slower than a snail in a molasses spill. You could almost hear the creak of the wagon wheels as they trudged along. It took forever to get anything anywhere. Muddy roads and bad weather only made things worse. Imagine waiting weeks just for a delivery of sugar for your sweet tea. Supplies were scarce, and folks had to make do with what they had. Big Bob knew there had to be a better way. He spent countless nights pondering and dreaming of a solution. He dreamed of a faster, stronger way to move things across this great land. His mind was always turning, thinking of innovations and improvements. Little did he know, that dream was about to come true. The age of the modern truck was just around the corner, ready to revolutionize the way we haul and transport goods. Back then, roads were more like trails, bumpy and muddy. Horses, bless their hearts, just couldn't handle those heavy loads. It was like trying to pull a house with a bicycle. Deliveries were always late, and sometimes the wagons just plain broke down. Folks were getting frustrated. Imagine ordering a brand new radio and having to wait months for it to arrive, all busted up. Something had to change. The way folks moved goods across the country was stuck in the slow lane. Little did they know, a revolution was brewing, and it had 18 wheels. Now, some folks say it was a fella named Alexander Winton who put together the first 18-wheeler back in 1898. He hooked up a bunch of wagons to a motorized carriage, and bam, the first semi-truck was born. Of course, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. That first truck was about as comfortable as riding a bucking bronco. But it worked. It could haul more, move faster, and didn't get tired like those poor horses. Word spread faster than a rumor in a small town. People realized this newfangled contraption could change everything, and they were right. Section 4. Big Bob's Big Adventure. Now, Big Bob, he was a man of progress. Always looking for the next big thing, he wasn't one to shy away from a challenge. So when he heard about this new truck, he just had to get his hands on the wheel. The excitement was palpable. You could see it in his eyes. He sold his horses. Don't worry, they went to good homes. And with a heavy heart but a determined spirit, he bought himself a shiny new 18-wheeler. It was a beauty, gleaming under the sun, ready for the open road. His first job, hauling a load of oranges from sunny Florida all the way up to New York City. A daunting task for any driver, but not for Big Bob. Now that's a long haul. Over 1,000 miles of asphalt through rain and shine, day and night. Folks thought he was crazy. They couldn't believe he was trading in his horses for a machine. They said, "Bob, that truck ain't gonna make it." They doubted his decision, thinking it was a fool's errand. But Big Bob, he just grinned and said, "Hold my sweet tea." He had faith in his new truck and in himself. And you know what? He did it. Against all odds, he made that journey. Big Bob and his trusty 18-wheeler made that delivery in record time, surprising everyone. Proving that nothing was impossible with a little grit and a whole lot of horsepower. His story became legendary, inspiring many to follow their dreams. Section 5. 18 wheels rolling, America growing. That first trip, it changed everything. It marked the beginning of a new era in transportation, an era where the impossible became possible. Suddenly, goods could be transported faster and cheaper than ever before. The efficiency of these massive trucks revolutionized the supply chain, making it more reliable and robust. Businesses boomed, folks got what they needed quicker, and America started growing at a pace nobody ever thought possible. The economic landscape transformed, with new opportunities sprouting up in every corner of the nation. The 18-wheeler, it wasn't just a truck. It was a lifeline, a beacon of hope for countless communities. It was a symbol of progress, of American ingenuity. It represented the spirit of innovation and the relentless drive to push boundaries. It connected this vast country, bringing people closer together, one delivery at a time. From the smallest towns to the largest cities, the 18-wheeler bridged gaps and fostered unity. So next time you see a big rig rolling down the highway, give a little nod to Big Bob and all those early pioneers who took a chance on 18 wheels and changed the world, 1 mile at a time. Their legacy lives on in every mile driven, every load delivered, and every connection made across this great land.